My name is Sam Beard. I'm president of the Jefferson Awards, which I founded with Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis and Senator Robert Taft Jr. to create a Nobel Prize for public service. I had the privilege of working with Senator Robert Kennedy back in the 1960s in Bedford-Stuyvesant. And after his assassination, I started a nonprofit in my apartment called the National Development Council. So I was the president, I'm now the chairman of that. And we've had the privilege of working for creating a program for each of the last 7 presidents of the United States, and then the opportunity to run it. So through that, we have, if there are 6 major federal economic development tools in the whole country, we've created 2 of them. We've created over 1 million jobs, and we've done over $100 billion worth of economic development finance. My vision of public service is in its definition. Public service is not what you're doing for yourself. Public service is what are you doing for others. So it's very enabling or exciting to get up every morning with big dreams and try to figure out what can you do to help other people. So I am now about to be 70 years old, and having done stuff for over 40 years, you can think about, I'm not looking for a legacy, but you can think about what have you accomplished which you're proud of. And it is pretty exciting that if you start out as a dreamer with not a dime in your apartment, with no fancy name and no big support, it's possible to change the face of economic development in the United States. I think a lot of people are natural dreamers, and then it helps to have heroes to model after. When I was growing up, John Kennedy was the president, and the whole Kennedy clan was really inspirational. And the bottom line of that was that each individual can make a difference. We were working hard, and I was 29 years old, and someone came up and said, "What you're doing is very successful." And what we were doing was, in 1968 in New York City, all the banks did not lend $1 million to black and Hispanic businesses. And if they weren't doing it in New York, they weren't doing it across the country. So the vision or dream was, if this is a country of equal opportunity, and we like our financial system, it should be equal opportunity for everybody to own and run their own business. So that's how we got started. And what we were doing was actually pioneering and setting a whole standard for the country. We were the best in the country. So someone commented, said, "Why don't you go down and make it a program of the President of the United States?" And I started laughing. And I'd worked with Bobby Kennedy, and the president was Richard Nixon. So I said, I didn't think Richard Nixon was just waiting to hear from me. Their response, very important, was, if you don't try, you're never going to get anywhere. So now I went to Washington, and there was a young person just like myself. And the point of that story is, no fancy names. Sam Beard can't push a button and get anything done. But if you have a powerful idea, if you believe in it, if you create a simple plan and you get started, and then if you're persistent, you can do anything. And my motto is, anybody can create a program of the President of the United States if you believe in yourself. I had the privilege of getting a very good education, liberal arts, so I have no known skills. And the idea is, think big. And then I had a mother that would never let any of the 3 little Beard boys sit in a chair. So the answer was, think big and work hard, and you can do anything you want. So let's talk about a community, and let's talk about Delaware. Once we had the structure and this powerful idea, it actually happened that the mayor of Wilmington had heard about this federal program and wanted Wilmington to be included. So they tracked us down. And then basically we came and we met with the mayor, and the program was 60 to 80% of new businesses in America for the last decade have been created by small business. It's not the Fortune 500 companies. And at that time, no city said anybody could read a financial statement. And what we were talking about wasn't organized. So the mayor welcomed us with open arms and wanted to be part of the program of the President of the United States. And the use of the president was very powerful, because Sam Beard with an idea is nothing. The President of the United States with an idea is everything. So in any idea that anybody listening to this tape has, take your idea, be confident about it, and now go get somebody that institutionalizes it. Go get the United States Senator or get the President of the United States to give the credit away. I started the Jefferson Awards, Nobel Prize for Public Service. Sam Beard with an idea is not important. Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis and Senator Robert Taft Jr. as the founding co-chairs for the Jefferson Awards to create a Nobel Prize for Public Service opens up every door. So now I come to Wilmington, and now it was really mechanical with a lot of hard work following it up. We knew what we were doing, so we showed the mayor how to put together WEDCO, the Wilmington Economic Development Corporation. They put 3 people on the salary of the city. We trained those people how to read financial statements, what's good credit from bad credit, what are all the available federal tools. We went with the mayor to the banks. At that time, the banks did not want to work with the federal government. The banks were viewed as ripping off inner city. So people didn't want to go to the banks, and the banks didn't want to go with the federal government because they viewed it as being bureaucratic. So we had to get over all those hurdles to create up our system. Well, so fundamentally, we started that. So here in Wilmington, WEDCO, which is what it's called, has now done $50 million worth of financing over the years and probably created 2,000 or 3,000 jobs. Always resistance. There is never, ever a simple path. So the first issue is to start with a powerful idea and believe in it. And then you have to, the attitude, which is, yes, I can. Now, once you say, here's the vision for the President of the United States, think big. Now you do have to then create a simple plan. Now you have a simple plan, now you get started, which means I'm going to do this. So now, once I'm going to do it, you need to be persistent. And 10 people say you're crazy and they're not going to help, and 1 person says they'll help. So you involve the 1 person that says they're going to help. Now you go to the next 10. And 9 say this is a terrible idea and they give you objections, they're not going to help, and you pick up another person. So you don't quit until you have enough driving power to get your idea done. And it makes no difference about the hurdles. There's hurdles everywhere. The biggest issue with leadership is to get started. Most people have a wonderful idea and they have 12 excuses why they're never going to get started. And so don't worry about the perfect plan. There is none. So you get a perfectly decent plan, you make it simple, and you get started, your plan's going to change. Because I was working with Bobby Kennedy, which happened totally by accident, now I would see Jackie Kennedy 2 or 3 times a year. So then you ask her. She made a mistake at a cocktail party. Most of life is a mistake. At a cocktail party, she said, Sam, you're always energetic, filled with ideas. What are you thinking about? I said, I think there should be a Nobel Prize for public service. She went on and on about how she and the president tried to get the best people into their administration. And they understood the whole fabric of the country was grassroots at a local level. People having a dream that they could help their neighbor. Now, a lot of people would have said, thanks, Jackie, it's nice you agree with my idea. But the point is, once she said that, you pick it up. These opportunities are instantaneous and unplanned. And so now I said, look, I'll call you tomorrow morning, and if you agree to chair it, I'll set it up. And she said yes. It was a total miracle. Right now we're in 5 communities in 116 schools. 2012, 3.5 years from now, is our 40th anniversary. We want to be in 20 communities, 2,000 high schools, and we want to be training 8,000 students a year to be a leader, and then affect the lives of 2 million kids and get them into volunteering. If you're dedicated to your idea, you can meet somebody on a train. You can meet somebody in an airport. Somebody you went to school with knows of somebody who knows of somebody. The basic line is everybody's candle is lit. And if you don't recognize that, it's a box that you've created. It's not reality. The reality is you can do anything that you want to do.